All right. Are we good? We are good. All right, and we are live from the 2017 Rookie Spiel in Fairbanks, Alaska at the Curling Club. And we're in the middle of the second end. Yellow team took 3 in the first. And there's blue. Looks like, yep, that got swept all the way through. All right. So now it looks like skip of Team Yellow is calling for a guard. Coming in a little heavy, I think. We'll see what the ice does.
You probably have to say the score because I can't see.
Yep. And yeah, that's probably going to be through the house. And yeah, once again, the score is 3-0 Yellow, and we're in the middle of the second end.
Wow. Okay.
Bold choice. Alright. Let's see what blue does here. Line looks good. Not calling the sweep yet. Yep. And yeah, it's going to be a little short of the house. Might be a little beneficial to Yellow there, because you know when you're not hammer, calling the center line guard is usually a decent strategy. All right, so it looks like Yellow skip is calling for a draw behind that guard stone there. And line looks good, but I think it's coming in a little hot and heavy. Might be through the house, maybe back of the house. And oh, that's got a good curl to it, but it's gonna be, yeah, probably through the house. Yep. That was close though. It slowed down and curled quite a bit. Looks like blue's calling for the same strategy. That one is, yeah, still no sweeps yet. Oh, well, that might be trouble for blue. Oh, no. Looks like changed handle a little bit. And yeah, must have picked up something on the ice there because it switched direction. Yellow skip is sweeping, and yep, still in the house.
Oh, it's happening, huh?
Oh yeah.
The audio's on, but that's fine.
And that was little hot, too much weight for blue. Little too much mustard. Alright, and comes yellow, and the third nose. It never hurts to wipe off the stone before you take a shot. And the third here, Christopher Bruton. He's guest curler from Pasadena, California, where he's a member of the curling club there. Apparently, he always curls as Batman.
It's Pirate Batman.
He's Pirate Batman, of course, because this is the Shiver Me Stone spiel. Oh, and they're sweeping. Oh, yep. Yep. Okay, that was a pretty good weight. Christopher's told me he struggles with his weight control sometimes, but his lines are always pretty good, especially after Thanksgiving. Oh, looks like blue trying to take out their own guard there. And oh, just a bit outside.
I had that. I don't know. I don't know at what point I acquired it in my life, but it's been in my possession for years. I have quite a costume.
I'm excited.
No, I mean a collection at my house.
Oh, I was also told that the other day.
Looks like
Pirates.
It's like Yellow Skip is calling for the draw here, behind that blue. And that's going to be a close one. Ooh. Well, they just might make it. Oh, yep. Line was good, but just a little too heavy, and it's through the house. Goes blue, trying the same thing. Oh, and that's going for the takeout shot. We'll see if that gets there.
No handle taken.
Yep, very little handle there. And ooh, that's gonna be close. Oh, no, they got it. Oh, but yellow is still in. Ooh, blue is count, but that could have gone worse for yellow. Blue could have been counting 2 right now. And blue does have the hammer this end because yellow took 3 on the first end. Yellow's going for the takeout. Oh, and it's going to be close. And, oh, that was good. Yep, yep. So, Team Yellow counting 2 right now. But Blue has hammer. And here comes Blue. Well, I don't think that was exactly in Blue's plan right now, because they were trying to draw in there, but they just put their own stone in, right on the center line, which is oftentimes what the team that doesn't have hammer wants to be the case, is to have a stone there that just clogs up the center line. And the Skip and the third are strategizing right now, it looks like, trying to decide what to do, and looks like I think they're trying to call a draw shot, just draw right in that right into that center guard there. Yep, and third is sort of adjusting his aim a little bit, because the ice can be a fickle mistress. You never quite know how much it's going to curl, and it looks like some of those stones really took a hard curl right at the end, just after they got over the hog line there. Oh, and line, well, yeah, I think the line is looking all right, and yeah, might be a little heavy. We'll see if it stays in. Yeah, ooh, okay, well, could be worse, could be worse. So Yellow's still counting 2. Blue's got 1 more stone. And looks like, for me, I would just call for a button shot and just put it right in the house. And you got some safety room there with that yellow in the back of the house. You can, if you're a little hot, you can park it on that. And ooh, looks like it's coming in a little wide. And weight's good though. Oh, Yellow's gonna have to sweep. Oh, yep. Good sweeping by Batman there. And that's 2 Yellow. All right, Team Yellow is looking good. So at the end of 2, we're Yellow 5, Blue 0. So it's a good start for Yellow. But Blue's been playing quite well. Also, it's just how the stones roll sometimes. All right, so yellow starts it off again. The score is the beginning of the third end, yellow 2, blue 0. And looks like yellow skip called for guard, outside guard, and it's a little deep, but still not a bad position because, you know, you're just, you can't really see it, that yellow stone is just touching the end of second ring, and it's a little too far that you'd try to take it out, but still a good stone that can get you some points. Okay, and blue's looking good. Looks like they're put it about the opposite position of the Yellowstone, but they are count right now, just barely. And looks like yellow skip is calling for a draw shot that'll sort of protect it behind that Yellowstone of theirs. Alright, and there goes blue. The line looks good, but that might not have enough weight to do what they were trying there. I think they were trying to get it in the house, but now they're just throwing up another guard that might actually end up helping yellow a little bit. Oh, and blue's coming a little hot, and the line's not bad, but if they were trying for the raise, they're not quite gonna get it. So blue is still counting 1 here, and let's see what they call for.
Jump in and commentary.
I don't know if I could keep it fun enough with the it being the rookie speed and all.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Only if I.
So blue looks like
and like a pirate the whole time.
looks like blue's going for the takeout here. Oh, but they're wide. Looks like it reversed handle there.
Because he's got a bye.
Yeah.
So he'll be playing his first game. So it's really quick. I got this set up in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Really quick.
I really want to pick cameras so we can actually install on a sheet.
All right, so let's see what yellow chooses here.
And leave those mics on.
Yeah.
And we just go.
Do what we want to do. Yeah.
And
I keep looking and I just can't.
curling Batman lets one go.
Find something that looks like it's, you know.
And looks like they're going for a guard stone there, but I think it's
Kind of the same and not.
the line is the line's good, but we'll
Honestly, Mike, I don't
see what the weight does.
We care.
as long as I can.
Oh, they're going to have to sweep that, and oh, that might be all right. It slowed down a bit at the end there.
They don't have to.
So the takeout on that yellow is still possible, and blue is still counting 1. If you can't tell, but yellow has protected up a little bit there.
So if we had to, we can jack in.
PoE would be so easy though, because then we could put a PoE switch in place of that old weird one, and then just run a cable to whatever camera, and then it would scale easily too. We wouldn't have to ever worry about.
But for the first two, if we can't find the right, well, we just
Yeah.
get the ones that, because POVs are infrastructure overall.
Oh, that's a bold move by blue. They're calling for that takeout on the outside yellow there.
Power. Yeah.
That's gonna be a tough shot. You know, they risk raising the yellow. Oh, that could be trouble for blue. Oh, and that is trouble for blue. Yellow is count 1 now. That was a tough shot, which they took a risk on and paid the price. So now, if I were yellow, I'd imagine you'd want to put up a high guard of some sort to protect your point there.
Like 3 years ago. Or, no, that's like 5 years ago. That was when Kelly was still married. To not Brian.
Let's see how this goes. And curling Batman lets one go.
Kelly was mysteriously pregnant. Did you ever hear that? Okay. So that.
And oh, that's
We had like a stray cat Thanksgiving.
not sure if the line is very good on that one. That's going to be outside,
Stray cat.
but they might get a good bounce. Well, doesn't help him, but it doesn't hurt him. And that yellow is still open for the takeout. So and blue does have hammer, so they still have a real open house here to do what they can.
Well, next thing you know, Kelly gets up from the table and like goes to the bathroom and she has her phone unlocked. So Jessica,
That's the serious.
yeah, Jessica and I.
Oh, that could be good. Could be trouble.
And so we posted that out there.
Oh, they're not gonna get the takeout, but they might get a bounce. And oh, and they do. Oh, all right, blue. Good plan B by blue. It always pays to have a plan B, and that one worked out. So now blue is count 1. And they were able to just get the right angle and bounce it off that yellow and park it in front of it. So that blue is pretty much frozen to that yellow. So yellow's got 2 options. You know, they park it in front of that blue. They can you know, force blue to make a shot, or they can go for the draw and just try to put it right on the button, which is what they're doing. I think they're strategizing now. Yellow skip and curling Batman. Well, they're debating ice strategies, and yeah, looks like they're Looks like they're going for the draw, and I think the pick and roll might be plan B if they can just nose it off the tip of that blue and keep it in the house. So there's options. It's wide open, but this is going to be the shot that makes the game, one way or another.
You eat like 3 of them. There's like a cranberry sauce, a mashed potato, and a turkey one. You guys eat each one and you have a full meal. Just for you. Just for you, Jerry.
All right, here we go. And Skip lets one go. Oh, and it's going to be close. Weight's good, but the line is going to be close. And they might. Oh, they're going to risk hitting that guard there. Oh, and they do. They don't slip it past the guard. So now it is wide open. Barring a mistake of epic proportions, Blues counting one. They've got one. They can just park one right in the house. They've got 2 there, and this is when it pays to have a good skip and rely on their ability to just get it in the house. No fancy stuff, no tricks, just right on the button. All right, so it looks like blue skip is calling for them to just park it right above that blue. And well, yeah, they can really only get 2. They could knock that yellow out a little bit, but that won't help them because that second yellow is still inside it's just touching the 8-foot circle.
If I did it with an iPad Pro, then we could use an Apple Pencil too. And then you have like a really nice...
All right, and blue skip lets one go. Oh, I'm not sure that's going to work for him. That was not quite the shot the skip called. And it's not a very good line. I think it's a little heavy. It's a little heavy. Oh, and that's going to be through the house. Well, it might. Yep. Not quite through the house, but it still in play, but didn't get in that point. But Team Blue still gets 1 for now. And now it's wide open. So let's see what yellow calls. They've got some options here because now the house is wide open. So, do you do you keep them to 1 point, or do you try to go for it all? So it looks like they're going to go for that takeout there, and force yellow to or rather, yellow's going to try to force blue to make their shot. All right, so Curling Batman is setting up the line, and it looks like they're going for to take out that blue stone, because then they can get that right. Then they're count 2, and that forces blue to make a shot. All right, and Skip lets one go. All right, and weight looks good. Line is, that's going to be close. That's going to be very close. Oh, and it just kissed that blue stone. So looks like blue still count 1. Just a little more line to the right or a little more weight and they would have got it. And just by a fraction. That was a good shot by the skip there. So now Blues count 1, and they got the hammer right now. So they're going to just try to park it in the house and see if they can get 2 and get on the board. And all right, skip lets it go. Line is good, but weight might be a little heavy, so the curling Batman's going to have to sweep there. And he does, and he sweeps it through the house. So yep. So that was not the best shot by Blue, and Yellow escapes with only 1. We're counting 1 Blue right now, and Blue gets on the board. And we move into the 4th end, and so this is a 6-end game. We are live from the Fairbanks Curling Club. We'll be having food and curling and stuff all day. The bar is open. Get your Bloody Marys or your Irish coffees or your beers later. Come on down. We'll be here broadcasting live throughout the day. Rookie Spiel 2017. All right, so now we're moving into the 4th end. Again, we've got our hometown cheaters here as Yellow. They curl on a regular basis, and we've got our Blue team here. And again, the score is 5-1. Blue took last end, so Yellow's got hammer. Looks like Blue skips calling for a high guard. Good strategy. And the line's good, but ooh, that weight might be a little light. Gonna be a lot of sweeping if they're gonna get that over the hog line. And that's gonna be close. Oh, and they do. They get it right over the line. That's a nice throw and good sweeping by Team Blue there. So Yellow skip is calling for the guard shot, and weight looks good, but that line could be trouble. Not sure if they're going to clear that stone there. Oh, and they don't, and that Blue's going to be out of play, and that's a free guard. So that Blue is going to go back where it came from. So if you're not familiar, the first 4 stones of any end, they end up as guard stones. They're free guards, and if you hit them out of play, they go back to where they came from. And I believe it is the skip of it's the skips that decide where the stone was. Usually you defer to the skip of whose guard stone was displaced. And they've put it back in the same spot, so that's Tough break for yellow, but they're still doing all right. They've got some wiggle room there. And it looks like blue's calling for
Your teammate's not even dressed up.
the outside draw,
And out there.
which is always tricky sometimes because that outside ice, you never quite know what it's going to do. Oh, and that's not going to make it into the house. That's a good guard stone, though.
Didn't say it.
Okay. Called for the draw. Yep. Okay, that could have been worse. They
Every time anyone is dead.
Yep, and it was. So it's a little hard to tell sometimes if that
Samuel, why are you taking your pants off?
if that stone on the far side is out of play, but it was. So again, that was another free guard that got knocked out of play by yellow. So that's a tough couple breaks there. And blue. So yeah, that was a pretty good first couple shots for blue, because if you're not hammer, you want to clog up that center line, and that's what they've done right now. And yellow's kind of wasted their first two stones on the free guard problem there, but they're still doing good. They're still up 5-1 with this end and two more to play in a 6-end game. And again, we are live from the Fairbanks Curling Club. Rookie Spiel 2017, come on down. We got food, the bar is open, curling and events all day. Last games start at 8 p.m., so there's plenty of stuff to see. And blue lets one go. And they called for the draw shot, but I think the line might be not very good. Yep. Oh, and they take out their own guard. That's a lucky break for yellow. And the skip for the yellow team. Dara is a prominent seismological expert at the University of Alaska Fairbanks Geophysical Institute. Polymath for sure. Calls for the draw shot. Line looks okay, but oh, maybe not. I think it's curling a little too much. They're at risk of hitting that blue guard there. Oh, and they do. But it could be worse. So now they've got the center line guard, which means that they can try to promote that or put something behind it. And they're in a better situation than they were before. Okay, and blue looks that. Oh, yep, blue's going to be wide and heavy. A little too much mustard.
So we actually somehow got a bye here. We should have played a 10.
Good job, Bill.
All right.
Or maybe they said.
So now yellow's got an interesting choice here. Do they try to protect up or get some points? And they're going for the draw shot, which is, I think, a good call here by the skip. All right, let's see. And he lets it go. And the weight looks, well, weight's a little heavy. Line looks real good. The line's real good, and they're, oh, this looks like they're just going to sneak it past that guard. But it's a little too heavy, and it's, oh yeah, it's through the house. Little too much, but good line by the rookie there. Dan, his name. And on Team Cheaters, we've got Daniel, Chris, rather new Chris, and then we've got old Chris, and we've got Dara, who's the skip. And looks like they're trying to take out that guard, which the weight is good, and it might not quite be enough. It's gonna just kiss. Oh, and they get it. Oh yeah, good shot. Good shot by blue.
Why are you even drinking hot chocolate then? All you've done is spill it. Have you had any? Have you had any in your mouth?
And we're back, and yellow skip called for a draw shot, but yeah, it's just good line, very good line, but not quite. And Christopher, aka Curling Batman, admitted me to the other day that he has trouble with his weight control, and not just because it's the day after Thanksgiving. He was referring to his stones, but he always throws a good line. And now it's blue's turn. Blue looks like they're calling for a draw. And the line is good. That's the perfect line. But it might be a little heavy. And yep, skip might have to sweep here. Oh, and no, she doesn't. That was close, but just a little too much cranberry sauce on that turkey. All right, and Curling Batman lets one go. And I think they're just trying to park one at the top of the house. Oh, and they're going to have to sweep a bit. Line's good, but it's going to be close. And there they go. They're sweeping it. Sweep it in, boys. And nope, I think it's going to die. Nope, not quite enough. Not quite enough gravy on that. But that's not bad. That still helps them out because they've got a good lead. So as long as they can make it small point ends, they can walk away here with a victory and move on farther in the A bracket. see what Team Blue calls here. I imagine they'd call for the draw. I think they're discussing it now. Yep. He lets it go. And, oh, it's going to be a little light. And it's, yeah, I think it's starting to die and curl a little too much. They might not even get it over the hog line. Sweep that, fellas. Nope. It's starting to die, and are they going to make it over? Nope, can't quite sweep it over. So nobody's count right now. So again, if it's still got 4 more stones, but in the case of a blank end, yellow would retain the hammer for N5. Yep. All right, and so. Let's see what the call for here. Looks like Curling Batman the Third is calling for a draw, but calling some pretty wide ice, which sometimes judicial because the center line ice usually speeds up pretty fast, but if you get a little farther out, things can slow down real quickly and curl quite wide. And looks like a good shot. The line, that looks like a perfect line. Let's see if it dies in time. Oh, and that might be on the button. Is it? Oh, that's going to be almost a button shot. Oh, not quite. Nope. But still a very good shot by Yellow. Yellow's in a very good position right now. And Skip might be happy that it didn't get on the button because if you actually get the shot on the button, you have to buy a pitcher for your team or a beverage of their choice. So it's still open for the takeout, which I assume is what they're going to try, but that puts Yellow in a very good position going forward, considering they have the hammer as well. Oh, and a rogue slider ends up on the ice. Okay, going for the takeout. He lets it go. Oh, yep. That has the makings of a good shot. Line looks good. Weight looks good. Oh, yeah, that's going to be right on. Yep, routine takeout shot by Blue. Couldn't have asked for much of a better shot. I mean, the only thing is if he had managed to get it to curl a little more, he could have rolled towards the inside of that yellow guard. But that was a very good shot by Blue. So now Yellow, I imagine, is going for the takeout on that. And since they've got hammer, you can play the game of takeouts and still end up with a point. And she lets it go. Oh, and it's coming in hot, which is good for a takeout. And it's all about the line now. Let's see if she can get it out. Oh, and it's going to hit it. Oh, and they're both out. So that was a good shot by Yellow. If it had curled a little more, would have been on, and they could have got a point, but that's still very good news for Yellow, and so we have a blank end for N4, and we move on to the 5th end. So Yellow's still in a good spot, and Yellow does retain the hammer. And once again, we're live from the Fairbanks Curling Club, Rookie Spiel 2017. We have a pirate theme here. It's the Shiver Me Stones Spiel. Come on down, get yourself a beverage, get yourself some food, and watch some curling. We'll be here all day. All right, and so for the top of the fifth end, blue lets one go. And looks like that's going to be a decent guard stone for them, because again, you know, if you the opponent has hammer, you kind of want to clog up the center line. Although that's a conservative strategy. Now that you're in the fifth end, if you're behind 5-1, at some point in this end or the next end, you're just going to have to take a risk and go full bore and not play conservatively and go for as many points as you can get. And you know, at some point halfway through this end, if things don't start looking good for blue, they're going to have to just go for broke and take high-risk shots and see if they can bring it back within striking distance. And yellow's going for a draw right behind that blue. And we'll see if they get it and get it in the house. Oh, and they do. They get it right by. And that's a good shot for yellow because they're pretty well guarded and they're just kissing the 12-foot line and they're count one right now.
Pushing a lot ahead of her, so you're creating as much force as you can against the ice because that's going to get more friction. Because what you're doing is you're like micro melting the very top layer of ice just before the rock passes over. And therefore, when the rock passes over, it won't slow down as much. You're not speeding the rock up.
All right. Blue lets one fly. And oh, I think that's good line, but just a little too much gravy on that. That's going to be through the house. Don't even need to sweep that if you're yellow. So yellow, looks like yellow's calling for, yep, yellow's going to call for a high guard or something right at the top of the house, just something to make it harder for blue to make those complicated shots and close the gap there.
Exactly. And so what it really looks like is as the rock goes down the ice for like the first half of
And oh, I think that's going to work out. Line looks good. The only question is weight. Is it going to be through the house or is it going to be in there? And yep, still in the house. That's a good position for yellow. So yellow's count 2 right now. And those are 2 stones that are hard to take out because that yellow that's guarded up front, that's a difficult shot. And then that yellow back there, you know, you can try to do a light takeout and maybe bounce yours over to the right. And I think that's what the skip is going to call. He's going for the takeout on that outside yellow. And the weight, well, let's see, the weight's going to make it here. And she lets it fly. And the weight looks good, but the only question is the line. And, oh, it reversed handle. Oh, must have picked up something on the ice. Yeah, that's a tough shot. Sometimes when it picks up something on the ice or just a weird piece of movement, it'll reverse handle, reverse spin, and that's a tough break for blue there. All right, so yellow looks they're calling for a guard there. That's a good strategy. And Daniel lets it go, and the weight's good, but oh no, I don't think that's going to take a beneficial curl because once you get to that outside ice, it doesn't get swept very much. It can take a real random turn. So not terrible. It's not in the house, but the more rocks you have in play, the more stuff can happen that helps you out. All right, and blue lets it go. They're going for the button, and let's see if they make it past that guard. And oh, they might take out the yellow. Oh. Yes, and they do. Oh, that was a very good shot by blue. They knocked that yellow out. And now blue is counting one. And that yellow's not quite out, but they put themselves in a good position. Although blue still has hammer, so if you're playing the game of takeouts, this could still help out yellow. So yellow's they're calling for the takeout of that blue that's just touching the forefoot right now. And yellow lets it fly. Oh, and it's coming in hot and heavy, and that's going to be wide, way wide. And it could be trouble because they might hit their own. And they do, but they survive. So they hit it just the right angle that they knocked their stone out, but the second one stayed in. So the status remains unchanged. And it's still count one for blue, but yellow's got two in the house. So in games like this where you're trying to preserve your lead, even if you're not counting, the more stones you get in the house shrinks the house for the opponent. So they have tougher shots to make to get a bunch of points and close the gap there. Looks like blue's calling for a guard, which is a conservative strategy, but maybe if they can park it right on top there, they could actually count two and start to narrow this gap and get back on the board. Okay, and we're back. So now blue is still counting one. And let's see what they do here. They've got a decent guard up, so if they can park one of theirs up right in front of that, they can potentially be count two and get within range here.
But how does that make sense? Why are they all mixed up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, down. So here's when they got that. So when they got that. Look at sheet 5, and we'll lay it out.
Oh, and he lets it go, and that could be just right. The weight's good, the line is close, but if they can just sneak it past their guard. And they do. Oh, blue is counting two now, and they are well protected. So this could get real interesting real fast. Although yellow still has hammer. Yellow still has hammer, so let's see what happens here. All right, so looks like yellow skips calling for the takeout. And we'll see. And curling Batman, he lets one go. Oh, and the weight's good, but it's not curling. It's got to curl more. Oh, is it going to be there? Oh, it's going to be through the house. Needed more handle on that.
Here's the thing, though. It's expensive to get more ones and twos. This way, you only have to have one of each number. Is that much cheaper? It's a classic way to score it. And it also is a cheap thing. I don't know how much of it is a cheap thing, but I can imagine more than anything, it's simply a little frustrating to have 6 or 7 ones in the box and then have to sort through them all.
So let's see what blue calls for here. You know, at this point, if you can just try to freeze a stone right up there and get yourself that 2 and get back on the board, make it competitive. And if you get it just right, you might even be count 3. Because yellow still has hammer here, so it's still wide open. But at this point, if you're blue, you want to get multiple, want to steal a couple of points, steal 2 or even steal 3 if you can, and close that gap. And looks like it could be a guard. They'll get it over the hog line, but the question is whether or not it will be a useful guard. It's going to curl. Yeah, it's going to curl a bit too much for their purposes, so that doesn't hurt, but that still gives yellow a wide berth to either shrink the house or take some stuff out and really close the door on blue's chances here.
You take that rock, and you talk about the shooting technique, but Eamon will call the shot, which again he'll talk about.
And so Curling Batman the Third is calling the takeout shot. A native of Calgary, Canada. He spent a few years at the curling club up here and is currently residing in Pasadena, California, which, believe it or not, has a curling club. All right, so this is going to be a crucial shot for yellow here, because if they can make blue pay, they'll still have hammer. And the skip lets it go. And the weight's good, but the line, oh, that line could be trouble. Oh, could be wide. And, oh, they missed the takeout, but, oh, they take out the guard, though. So now, well, that helps them. So blue is still counting 2, but there's a yellow that is about halfway in the middle of the 8-foot circle and the white there. So now blue has to choose to whether they want to put up a guard and protect their 2, or to force yellow to make a shot and take it out, because yellow still has hammer and they can still do some real damage here. And we're back here, so looks like blue threw up a guard there that gives them some room, but yellow still has a wide berth here. Yellow has a chance of a dual takeout here. That's a tough shot, but we will see what happens. Strategizing, the skip and curling Batman.
You are not deep in strategy. Is, however, so just be okay.
I'm okay with that. Not my role. There's people, they describe me as chess on ice, but they fail to mention is that
All right. And this is the shot that's going to tell us a lot about what happens here. Will blue stay in it? Or will it be a steep climb for N6? And the skip lets one go. And, oh, weight's good, but it's going to be wide. It's going to be wide. And it is gonna be through the house. Oh, that's through the house. Okay. So that's gonna be 2 for blue. They're talking about measuring, maybe, I think, but okay. And blue gets 2 points, so it's now 5 for yellow, 3 for blue, and we have a game here, folks. Last end. We are at N6. We're live here from Sheet 4 of the Fairbanks Curling Club Rookie Spiel 2017. It's a pirate-themed event, the Shiver Me Stones Spiel. And we'll be here all day. Come on down, get yourself a beverage, get yourself some food, and watch some good old curling. So here we are at the top of the 6th end. Blue made a good showing last end, and we've got a match now. Yellow still has hammer, and you know, in normal situations, blue might want to call for a high guard here, but at this point of the game, you need 2 points to tie and 3 to win if you're blue and you don't have hammer. You've got to get real aggressive here. And yellow, in this situation, would probably play it conservatively and just protect up, shrink the house, and try to just keep them to 0 or 1, or even get a point or two on the board, which you can if the stones roll your way. So they're just calling for something in the house, and the line is good, but oh, the weight's going to be light. They're going to have to sweep it hard, fellas. And oh, it's not going to be in, but not a bad stone. Still a free guard. That it's going to make it more difficult for blue to get aggressive and go for broke here. And so, yeah, blue's just calling for the draw shot here. Draw behind that yellow. And we haven't seen the far outside of that sheet tested yet, the far right side. You haven't seen a lot of shots on the outside ice, so you never know what that ice is going to be like, if it's going to be fast or slow, if it's going to curl a lot or not. And let's see how that goes. So it's... oh, and there it goes. It's curling hard and slowing down. It's going to bump. Is it going to bump into the yellow? Oh, and it does. Oh, and that's the risk of that outside ice. You never know what it's going to do. But blue is now in a good position. They've got they're counting 2 right now, and they're high stones. So, but all yellow has to do is just get one close to the button, draw in there, and that makes the job real difficult for blue. So if you get one close to that 4 foot, then you just shrink the house for them and make their job that much harder. All right, and he lets it go. Oh, and it's going to reverse handle. Oh, that side of the sheet has not been tested much. The ice can be a fickle mistress sometimes, and that's the risk. We've seen 3 stones reverse handle this match, which seems like a lot. You know, when you get big temperature fluctuations here in Fairbanks, sometimes you see the ice on these sheets do interesting things. And let's see what blue does here. Oh, they're calling for an outside draw. Okay. Try to park it in there, and they're counting 2. So if they get this, they could be counting 3, and that could be trouble for yellow. Oh, but that line was off. The weight's good, but they have a chance to raise their own blue here, maybe. If they try their plan B, but no, the weight's not good. Nope. Oh, tough break by blue. All right, yellow calling for the same shot again, and it's been said that trying the same thing over and over is the definition of insanity. But sometimes in curling, if you call for the same shot repeatedly, you can sort of adjust for your mistakes before, and it's not a bad strategy to call the same shot multiple times in a row, and eventually you might get it. But then you might not. And he lets one go. Oh, yeah, they're going to need to sweep that. Weight's good, but the line, it's curling hard. But plan B could be a raise. Could be. Is it going to stay in? No, it's going to be out of the house. Oh. Well, the status quo remains for yellow and for blue. Blue's still counting 2. Yellow's still got that center line guard. And let's see what blue does here. So looks like they're going to call for the draw again. Are they going to go for the inside or the outside? Good choice by blue. That outside ice. That outside ice was tough. So yeah, you would try drawing from the other side here. And he lets it go. And let's see, the weight's good, but the line could be trouble. That line could be trouble for blue. Let's see. Oh, that's trouble. Oh, it's going to hit that yellow. Oh, tough break for blue. And yellow is now counting 1. Oh, that was tough. That was a tough shot. So now yellow. So here, yellow, if I were yellow, I would just say clog stuff up and protect up your 1 point and call it a game, because this is the last end and you've got hammer. So they're calling for a guard shot, and he lets it go. That outside ice has been tricky today. Oh, and they're going to have to sweep it. Sweep it, fellas. You're going to sweep that. Get it over the line. Oh, it might not make it. Oh, no, they did not make it. And that's the importance of the sweeping, fellas. All right. So yellow is count 1, but blue's got several more stones here to make it count. they could, they've got a shot, and they're calling for the takeout. And let's see, he lets it go. And the weight's good, but the line is gonna be close. Oh, is he gonna make it past? Oh, and they do. Oh, and blue is now count 3. And 3 would win the game for blue if they can keep this up. But yellow still has 3 stones. They still have hammer. So it is anybody's game now, folks. All right. So Skip calls for the takeout. Curling Batman sets up. Gets ready. And this is where sweeping is key. In some points, you don't care about weight, but you want the line. Oh, weight is good, but line could be trouble. Sweep it, boys. And, oh, they're going to knock that out. But if it stays in the house, oh, is it in? Is it in? It's still in the house. And, okay, so they are, so now blue is count 1. And that still helps out yellow quite a lot. Alright, so it looks like it's definitely count 1 for blue, but yellow is number 2, but at this point you might even break out the measuring stick because why not? All right. So let's see what blue calls for here. They're gonna, just want to put one right in the house and force yellow to make their takeouts. Getting three points without hammer in the last end is a tough climb, but it's doable. And let's see what it does here. Is that even? Oh, that might even not get over the line. Okay. Oh, the skips are talking about it now. We're going to discuss whether or not it made it. And that is very close. And it's actually beneficial for yellow if it stays there, because that just clogs it up and clogs up the works and makes it harder for blue to actually get aggressive and get the 3 points they need here. Because remember, now they're only count 1. And the skips are still discussing as to whether or not it's in play or not. And they have decided it is not in play. Okay, so tough shot for blue there, but that was kind of a lucky break. So that if ended up over the line, they would have had a high wall to climb there to get 2 to tie and make it to a skip's lag, or 3 to win it. And so it's only 6 end games here, so we don't go to overtime. If it's tied after 6, the skips will lag. They'll each throw 1 stone. They'll decide if there'll be sweepers or no sweepers, and closest stone wins it. All right. They're setting up and calling it. And Skip lets it go. Oh, that's calling for the takeout, but it was wide. Weight was good, but that outside ice is just not working for people today. So blue is down. Getting down close here. They are down to their last stone. And so they have got to get one in the house right now to at least tie it. I mean, barring insanity, absolute insanity, they've got to get something here. And they're count one. And if they can get it in the house. Oh, are they going for that takeout? Skip's talking about the takeout. That's a risky move. But it could be bold, because if they can take out that yellow, they'd be count 3. They're not going to do that. It's coming in. Okay, lets it go, and it's coming. It's coming in hot. Oh, and they're going for... I don't know what they're going for now. They're doing their plan B. And, oh, they might get the raise. Oh, and they do. Oh, okay. So blue is count 2. And at this point, if yellow doesn't do anything, it would be tied, and that's the most blue can get right now, barring a really bad shot and ricochet. It would be tied at 5 at the end of 6, and we'd go to a lag. But yellow has hammer, and they're going to call for a takeout. And this is about as tense as it gets, folks. All right. So, Curling Batman from Pasadena, California. The curling club there. He sets it up and calls the shot. And it's up to Yellow Skip to either make this or send it into overtime. All right. All right, and they're discussing how much ice they want here. And if they're sending it down the center line, that should be a little more predictable, except some of that outside ice was a little tough. And she lets it go. Oh, and lets it go. And no. Weight's good, but it's going to be wide. Too much ice, too much ice. And oh, boy. This is going to be close, folks. Oh, and it's right through. Threaded the needle. So now...
Skip flags.
Now, blue scored 2. So we are now tied at 5 apiece at the end of the 6th end, which means that the skips will lag. And that was a valiant effort by blue. They really came back on the board there and made some good shots. Some tough breaks for yellow. So now the skips will decide amongst themselves whether or not there will be sweepers or no sweepers. And so each skip will throw a stone. Whoever gets it closer to the house will take the whole shebang. And so now discussion is happening. And once again, we are live here from the Rookie Spiel 2017 at the Fairbanks Curling Club. Pirate themed. We'll be here all day. And come on down, get yourself some food, get yourself a beverage, and watch some live thrilling curling. And we're just getting ready here. They're still discussing whether or not they want sweepers or not. And let's see. Brief. There we go. All right, so we are back with the video. And so looks like Daniel's going down to call the shot. And all right. And so yellow still retains hammer here. And Skip of Team Blue is readying himself. And at this point, folks, it's no fuss, no muss, just put it right on the button. All right. All right. So, some pretty wide ice they're calling here. So he lets it go, and the sweepers are on it. And where is that? Oh, that's a very good line, very good line. And let's see if they make it. And it's in the house. It's close, but it's just touching the 12-foot. All right, so they're setting it up. Call for less ice than than blue did. They've got Christopher 1 and Christopher 2 on sweep. Chris and new Chris. Batman Chris is a veteran sweeper. And they may not need to sweep that at all. That's going to be a little hot, and it's through the house. Oh. Looks like they're gonna have to do this again.
Oh, they both missed?
Yeah, looks like they both missed. I thought from this angle, I thought that blue was just touching the 12-foot, but looks like it was just short. Yeah, they're doing skip's lag again.
No, they're not supposed to skip. You're supposed to change players, right?
All right, so the skip lets it go. And they're sweeping it, but is that going to stay in? Oh, it's going to stay in. Huh? Oh, we're live streaming on on Facebook and YouTube and stuff. All right. So now, looks like we have a little bit of confusion on the ice here, trying to decide what to do. All right. So now it's all up to yellow. All right. So now they're going to call a shot from the other side. That might be the skip stronger side. I always like curling from the right, myself personally, but we've got veteran sweeper Christopher 1 and Christopher 2. Oh, that's good line, but that might be a little too much mustard. Oh no, it's slowing down. Oh, sweep it, boys, sweep it in. Oh, that's not gonna be enough, is it? Sweep it hard, fellas, sweep it hard. And oh, they got it. Oh, they got it. Oh, beautiful sweeping by Christopher 1 and Christopher 2, a.k.a. Batman. And that was a thrilling first match by blue and yellow, our hometown cheaters curlers. They take it. Yellow takes it on the second skip's lag.